I wouldn't say she was attached to you exactly. It was something closer to pity. Poor Lilith. And then he turned on you, Lucifer. Which would explain how he ended up locked away in the attic. What? This is the first I've heard of this. Wait, you guys are getting ahead of yourself here. Have you forgotten how long ago the Great Celestial War was? Even if she was reborn as a human, by now she'd have to be, you know. Well, we've got a good grasp of what happened to get us to this point. So, the question is, what do we do now? Well, what do you expect? We are family after all. On the staircase, where the portraits line the walls. I left right then and there. How am I supposed to know whether they're getting lovey-dovey? Regardless, now that we've got them alone together, they can take the time to open up to each other. Well, regardless, later on we can go spy on them. Yuki! Oh no, there's no way. Did you hear that? It wasn't my fault! Well, as you can see, we didn't actually vanish. We were trying to get you and Lucifer alone, hoping you'd make up. So, to do that, we disappeared on you, one by one. You can't deny that this is the perfect chance to have a talk with Lucifer, right? So go on, head back over to him. Yuki is a human. With injuries this bad, the chances of survival are... No, that's not right. I suddenly feel incredibly warm and happy. Do you think it's because I was born of Lucifer's emotions? I wonder. He's right. Lilith was reborn as a human. She always wanted to spend more time in the human world, so I'm sure she lived a happy life. Here, I'll give you this piece of cake as well. As far as abilities go, that's a pretty powerful one to have, don't you think? Complaining won't help anything, Levy. You'll end up having to repeat a year if you're late too often. Now hurry up and eat. Forget it, Yuki. Ignore them. Their stupidity's contagious, and you don't want what they've got. Morning. Belfi, have a seat here. I'll go with you. Uh-oh. We really are going to be late if we don't get moving. I'm heading out. You never learn, do you? You're only going to end up losing again. My eyes and mind are focused on reading, but my ears are listening to your conversation with Yuki. Why don't you take a page from me and try being more clever yourself? So that you can at least win a game of cards. No matter how many times you try, the outcome will always be the same. Go, Yuki! Show him what you've got! Sure. Yuki, you're going to be there too, right? I was headed to the kitchen to get a drink. Lucifer, is it alright if we talk about this on the way? Well, look who decided to talk about me behind my back. Just so we're clear, I still love to see Lucifer suffer. Just the thought of it gets me excited. What are you talking about? You do have a point. So, let's hear it. As the so-called formerly anti-Lucifer League, what exactly are we going to do? That should definitely get a rise out of him. Yeah. When I think about how distraught Lucifer is going to be, that moment when he takes a sip, and he realizes that his vintage demoness has been spiked with hot sauce, that it's ruined. But this won't be simple, you know? The demoness is kept behind a secret door here in the library. This is Lucifer's secret study, which means as a deterrent to our resident thief, Mammon. There has to be a secret phrase, or something to lift the enchantment on the door. The question is, what it could be. Diavolo is everything. How about you, Yuki? Any ideas? It's unlikely that he'd say that to someone, but he does seem like the type to want to say something like that. Okay, how about something like this? Diavolo! I love you so much it hurts! Diavolo, there's nothing I wouldn't let you do to me. You seem happy about this, Belfi. I'd say Asmo's the one who's enjoying himself too much, especially compared to a certain someone. Must be hard being socially awkward. Books enrich one's life. That's true whether you're a human or a demon. And this is one of my favorite books. I hope it ends up making your life a little bit richer. Wait a minute. You know, I don't see Belfi anywhere around. If you don't want to end up having to repeat a year, Levi, you'd better hurry up and eat. Yuki, you probably shouldn't keep watching this. The stupidity is contagious, and you don't want what they've got. Belfi, hurry up and eat. You're gonna be late. Wow. It went by so fast. Asmo, Beal, Yuki, hurry up. All right. I knew it. I figured I'd find the two of you here. You two never came home, so I went out looking for you. I take it Asmo challenged you to a drinking contest, huh? I've never seen him lose one before. Are humans immune to the effects of demoness? Is that it? Looks like this turned out to be a real disaster for you, Asmo. Well, whatever. Come on, we're going home. I'll carry Asmo. All right, I put Asmo to bed. Sorry to make you wait for me in my room. There's something I wanted to ask you. It's about this Human World book I acquired recently. Apparently, it's a collection of old folklore tales and legends from the human world. And one of the stories in particular caught my attention. Here, this one. As the story goes, there was once a country that had been stuck in a long war with a neighboring land. Just as their resources were about to be exhausted, a beast with magical powers appears before their king. The beast tells the king, "I'll help you win this war against your neighbors, but in return, you must give me that which you hold most dear." The king agrees to these terms, and with the help of the beast's magic, he succeeds in winning the war. But afterwards, he breaks his promise and kills the beast. The slain beast then transforms into a terrible monster and curses the king's entire country, inflicting a series of calamities upon it. Fearing the wrath of the beast, the king eventually offers his newborn daughter to it as a sacrifice. At that point, the disasters cease and the land is spared. 20 years later, the girl who was supposed to have been sacrificed to the monster appears on the mountain where it lives. When the people see the girl they once thought dead appeared before them, they're so afraid that they try to kill her. They shoot a great volley of arrows, which hurtle down toward her like raindrops from the sky. But as they're about to hit, the monster shields her, giving up its own life instead. What do you think the beast felt in its dying moments? Yeah, maybe the truth is that the monster loved the girl, so it sacrificed itself to protect her, because it cared for her so deeply that it was willing to die for her. In that case, maybe the monster was happier in its final moments than we'll ever know. Then, what is it that I'm feeling? I used to feel nothing but rage, but then you came along, and another sort of emotion took root inside me. The way I feel toward you. Could this be love as well? If we take this any further, It'll make it all the harder for me to say goodbye. And yet, knowing that, you'd still kiss me. You really are cruel. Yuki, I want to take things further. It's a shame we don't have time to do that. Just because you are going back to the human world, it doesn't mean we'll never be able to see each other again. I know that. But the mere thought that you won't be around anymore makes me sad. Good night, Yuki. I came because I heard there was a party. So, basically, the materials in the library of Ashurbanipal were originally broken down into 6 categories: history, law, science, divination, religion, and epics and myths. Solomon, I'm looking forward to hearing you tell me a lot more about your human world books in the future. Take care of yourself, okay? Even once you're back in the human world. Books are knowledge, and all of the knowledge from these books, it's all inside me. Knowledge is power. People respect someone who's well-informed. No matter who you are, no matter the circumstances of your birth, if you're smart enough, then people can't dismiss you. But I will make you suffer if you cross me. And it will be much more cruel and much less humane than anything my brothers would ever do. I'll slice off your nose and ears, rip off your arms and legs, and feed you to the lower-level demons! I was just thinking that, as fearless as you seem to be, even you get scared sometimes. You live amongst some of the most infamous demons in the Devildom, and yet it's the thought of some random ghosts that actually scares you. You changed me, Yuki. You taught me how to feel things other than anger. So, can you really blame me for not wanting you to go?